So, Quinn, how are you doing?
Good.
How old are you?
Turning 11, but otherwise I'm 10.
You're 10, turning 11,
Yeah.
and you were just checking out Mom's car?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Um.
You said,
I
is Mom's car one of those fancy cars?
That cleans its own window.
Is Mom's car one of those fancy cars that cleans its own windows? You got any other insightful car questions? Tips?
No.
No? How about the brakes?
I don't know which one's which.
Well, the long one would be the gas, because you use it most often. And then that tiptoe one would be the brake. But you don't touch them when you're not driving or using them because of the, oh my gosh, fuel injection system. Do you know what a fuel injection system is?
No.
What would you think it was?
I don't know.
No guess.
No guess.
It is a system that injects fuel throughout the car's motor and fuel line. It gives it an extra push. Like when you get a vaccine shot. You like shots?
Nope.
Why?
They hurt.
Well, nobody asked the car if it hurts. I'm sure the car doesn't mind. But who knows? Do cars have feelings?
Probably not.
Probably not, but some people name their cars. Does your car have a name?
No.
Should you name it?
No.
No, you're not going to have a car that's named. We should watch that movie, Christine. That's about a car with a name. You seen it?
No, but I've seen Love Bug. That's a car with a name.
Yeah, Herbie. Herbie is the love bug. Herbie is an awesome car. See? Good idea. But you still don't think your car should have a name.
Yeah, it's just a car.
This car's not special like Herbie.
No, it's just a little robot.
Well, I suppose if you went out and popped the hood and clapped it up and down and I made sounds, it would be just like Herbie. Oh, he doesn't even make sounds. He just peeps.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple to do, maybe. It was a 70s show. They didn't have a lot of AI back then. What's AI, Gwen? Animatronic investigation?
No.
Apple ideas?
No. I think it's a computer system, like assistant. Assistant internet or something?
Artificial intelligence. It's not really. I guess it's artificial. It's just kind of funny that it's termed artificial intelligence, but because it's somebody somewhere's intelligence, but it's put out there by the computer. So it could have been computer intelligence, but that would be too simple. What's something you know that's got a simple name?
A cat.
Cat? Cat's simple?
Yeah. They're also small and cute.
I thought dogs were cute. Dogs are cool. The name Dog. It's a strong dog name. Cat. Cat is like your cat. It goes up on the end. You're not really sure that, you're going to enjoy it. I like cats. Good cats. Bad cats are horrible. Tear things up. You just never know what you're going to get. It's like a blind bag. You get a cat, and then that cat is either a cat or it's an awesomely rare living animal thing that's just amazing. I had a cat one time. Speaking of cars, when I would pull in my driveway and park the car, he would jump up on the hood, walk up to the windshield, stick his face right down on that windshield, make eye contact, look me eye to eye, and just stare at me like, where the heck have you been? No kidding. I love that cat. It was a pretty cool cat, but he was something else. Boy cats, though, you gotta watch. They kind of hold a grudge sometimes. They get a little particular, and they will like pee on your clothes on purpose or pee on something of yours, and that's hard to get out. No conversation from you this morning?
I'm just tired.
You're always tired. Unless it's a fart. Any fart joke or fart anything. You're never too tired for that. But everything else, you're too tired.
Maybe.
You don't want to say nothing to anybody. You have a question for me? I would take a question.
What is your favorite car?
What is my favorite car? Well, that is I believe it's a 1965 Ford Mustang. Preferably the burnt orange one with the, I'm not sure if I think it was tan vinyl interior, but it could have been leather. We had one. It was awesome. Do you know, I'll tell you a stupid story about that. It's not really a stupid story, but it is a story. My father, growing up, he absolutely had this thing about, like, not him growing up, my growing up. He would try to beat the train. And back then, you didn't always have, like, the train, the gate went down. Some of them didn't have gates. So my dad would, like, try to beat the train. Here's a train coming. Let me speed up and see if I can get over it. And we had a burnt orange Mustang. It was totally awesome. And we were like driving and my mother wasn't there. And my dad sees the train, which means blast off. Let's go. So we see the train. We put her in gear and my dad hits the gas. And the car, because if anybody has stick shift, sometimes they, choke. And the car died on the tracks, and the train was coming and getting closer and closer. And my dad's panicking. He didn't say get out, but he's like trying to get the car into gear, try to get it started, trying. Train's coming. I'm like, oh my gosh, the train is coming. It's getting closer. And he finally gets it started and gets off the tracks, like real fast. And the funny thing is, we get home and my mom was like, how was your, little, because my dad, I had a cool dad and he was like a guy and I was like a girl. And so we would go to the junkyard and he would look for parts and I'd get to walk around and we'd talk and that kind of thing. Because it's fun to walk around the junkyard with your dad.
And spare parts you can use for inventions.
Right. And any kind of little knobs, sometimes you want to trade your knobs up. Somebody else might have better looking knobs than you do. You just don't know. So we would go to the junkyard and that was fun. And then junkyards used to always have these old machines, like a twist coin one, where you could get nuts. anywhere you went with a man, you could always get nuts, which is kind of odd. Just saying, you know. So I'd go with my dad, and then he always put the quarter, 2 quarters, and whatever, and get nuts. And that was exciting. Although I will say they were probably really old nuts, but you know, everybody's kid was probably getting those nuts, so they probably weren't that old. They just seemed a little chopped up, not as crisp as you could purchase them now at the store. But it was 100 years ago. So back in back in BC times, it was totally different. So when I was a kid, it was different. So we got home and my mom said, I said, well, we almost got hit by a train. To which my dad jumped in. We did not. She's lying. No train. No. And my mother's like, Robert, did you try to beat the train? No, I don't know what she's talking about. I did not do that. And he's talking and my mom's talking and they're continuing. Robert, you know you're not supposed to do that. I didn't. I don't know what she's talking about. And we went to the junkyard and we came home. Robert, you know, you promised me you wouldn't do that anymore. Didn't happen. Kid didn't, I don't know what she's talking about. Didn't happen. So, I was walking around the car, got to the back of the car, the back corner, and I said, Mom, if I'm lying and it didn't happen, mind you, this was the 70s, and I obviously was talking out of place because I was like 6. What's these scratches on the back of the car? And my mother walks around, she's like, Robert! And we had black train scratches on the back of our orange car where we had actually been hit and didn't realize it. Yeah. Child safety is important. And you know, I had no car seat, and I do not believe that the back seat at all had one seat belt to save your life. But I survived.
Unlike now,
because we're Gen X and we're survivors.
Unlike now, where you can see right there's a seatbelt on every seat.
Every seat. See? Safe. You're safe.
Yeah.
Makes you a softie. You won't grow up with a lot of good experiences.
I don't like using seatbelts, though they hurt. Especially when you do them across your neck and they scratch into your neck.
You know what really hurts? Decapitation.
That hurts too.
I mean, if it happens fast enough, you might not feel it. But I imagine, it gets a little stuck when it hits the spinal cord there.